These are the notes for lesson 7-5, properties of logarithms. The properties of logarithms have pairs with the properties of exponents because logarithms, when you rewrite them, become exponents. So your first property is the product property. And if I gave you the exponential version, it would be something like b squared times b cubed. And when you multiply, you add the exponents. So that would be b to the fifth. Same idea for logarithms. When you multiply, you're going to add them together. So it's going to be log base b of x plus log base b of y. Adding becomes multiplying, multiplying becomes addition. Do recognize that it is the one logarithm, and then you have a quotient. The things are multiplied together inside of parentheses. And when you break it apart to addition, it becomes two separate logarithms with the addition sign between them. So if multiplying becomes addition, then just like for the exponent properties, division is going to become subtraction. It's a b, not a 10. So log base b of x over y is the same thing as log base b of x minus log base b of y. And so the last one is the power property. And when you have powers of powers, what do you do? Like b squared to the fourth. That becomes b to the eighth because you multiply. And since a logarithm is an exponent, you're going to change it into a multiplication problem. So log base b of x to the n is the same thing as n times log base b of x. Powers become multiplication. So we are going to simplify some problems because we can. And then we are going to use some givens to make some approximations. So simplify. Number 1. Log base 2 of x plus log base 2 of 7. If you look back at the product property, addition with two logarithms becomes multiplication. So we keep one log base 2, and we multiply together the x and the 7, which is just 7x. We could have something like log base 7 of 2 to the fifth. So you look at all of your properties, you find the one that matches. Hopefully you recognize that this is the power property. And the power property says the exponent, the 5, gets multiplied by the logarithm. So it's 5 times log base 7 of 2. finally, we have log base 5 of 10 minus log base 5 of 2. So again, you look at your three properties. You find the one that matches. Subtraction becomes division, so this is the quotient property. So this is log base 5 of 10 divided by 2. Notice the 10 and the 2 are both inside of the parentheses. And if you divide 10 by 2, you get 5. So this is log base 5 of 5. And so I ask you, do you remember what log base 5 of 5 really equals? You could rewrite this one. We pretend it equals y. So 5 to the y equals 5 to the first. And y must therefore be 1. So this one simplifies all the way down to 1. So that's just flat out using the properties as given. So now we are going to do some math with the properties. We're going to approximate given the following information. So these are the givens for this particular batch of problems. In the textbook, they will give you different givens for different problems. Make sure you read the instructions for each one. So the givens that we are using are that log base 5 of 2 is 0.4307, and that log base 5 of 6 is 1.1133. And we're going to use them for the next 7 problems. So problem 4. Log base 5 of 12. So our goal is to use the base number 5, the 2, and the 6 to get 12. Because not only do we know these two givens, we also know, because the base is 5, that log base 5 of 5 is 1. And we know that log base 5 of 5 squared is 2. Because you could rewrite these just like we did in the previous example. So log base 5 of 5 cubed is 3, etc. And, in case you don't remember, the log of 0, that's backwards, the log of 1 is always 0. Because 5 to the 0 equals 1 if you rewrite it as an exponential. So our choices for getting 12 are 5, 2, 6, and 1. So 12 is 2 times 6. So we're going to change this into log base 5 of 2 times 6. And if you look at your properties, log base 5 of 2 times 6 becomes addition. So you're going to take log base 5 of 2 plus log base 5 of 6. And we have those decimals, so we put them in there. 4307, 1.1133, and adding them together gives us 1.5440. So let's try that again. Log base 5 of 10. Try to find a way to use the numbers 2, 6, and 5 to get 10. So again, this is a product because 10 is the product of 2 times 5. So again, we're using the product rule, and we'll break it into log base 5 of 2 plus log base 5 of 5. And again, we fill in the decimals. Log base 5 of 2 is 0.4307. And log base 5 of 1 is 1. 1.4307. So you're going to take a moment and try this one on your own. Log base 5 of 3. So again, you are using 5, 6, and 2 to get 3. Pause if necessary. Welcome back. So 3. 5 and 2 don't help you here, but 6 and 3 do. So, sorry, 6 and 2 do. 3 is the quotient of 6 divided by 2. Again, it's currently in parentheses. And we will take our division problem and change it into a subtraction problem. So we have log base 5 of 6 minus log base 5 of 2. Plug in the decimals. And the answer is 0.6826. All right, log base 5 of 216. So again, we want to use 2s, 5s, or 6s. If you divide this by 2, you get 108, which you could divide by 2 again, 54. Divide by 2 again, 27. 27 is 3 cubed, so we can't divide by 2. But 2s and 3s are also 6s. So 216 divided by 6, divided by 6. So 216 is 6 times 36, which is 6 times 6. So 216 is 6 to the third. So there's only one property that looks like this. 6 to the third becomes the power property. So 3 times log base 5 of 6. 3 times 1.1133 gives us the answer of 3.3399. All right, try this next one on your own. Log base 5 of 16. Again, pause the video now. Welcome back. Log base 5 of 16. So if you remember, or you just divide until you find it, 16 becomes 2 to the 4th. So we'll write 16 as 2 to the 4th. Again, it's the power property. So it's 4 times 0.4307, 1.7228. All right, log base 5 of 250. Factor this one out so you can figure out how to rewrite it. And then once you've rewritten it, There are two different ways to get the correct answer. So pause and go. Welcome back once more. 250, if you factor it out, is 10 and 25. 10 is 2 and 5. 25 is 5 and 5. So you could think of this as log base 5, 2 times 5 cubed. There is a second way to think of this, so if you didn't think of it this way, but you get the same answer, I will show the other way, so don't erase yet. Log base 5 of 2. So this becomes, it's a product right now, log base 5 of 2 times log base 5 of 5 cubed. That was very wrong. Plus, because we changed our product into an addition problem, we know what log base 5 of 2 is. It is 0.4307. And log base 5 of 5 cubed means 3. Because we talked about that at the very, very beginning of this lesson. Well, this set of problems in this lesson. 5 to the y equals 5 cubed. Y must be 3. So our answer, 3.4307. So there's one more idea I want to do here before I send you off to do some on your own. Log base 5 of 1/2. Again, pause the video, find the right property, do the problem. Welcome back again. There again are two ways to do this one. Oh, I didn't tell you the second way for number 9. We'll do this one first, and we'll go back to the second way for number 9. So this one could be a subtraction problem. It is set up as a quotient right this second. You could change it into log base 5 of 1 minus log base 5 of 2. Log base 5 of 1 is 0, because the log of 1 is always 0. And log base 5 of 2 is 0.4307, negative 0.4307. If you didn't think of that, you may have rewritten this as log base 5 of 2 to the negative 1, because that's what 1/2 is. This would be the power property. So it's negative 1 times log base 5 of 2, which is also negative 0.4307. Two ways, same answer. So if we go back to number 9 for just one moment, the other way to do this would be strictly addition. You could do, I'll write it out. Because you have a 2, a 5, a 5, and a 5, you could think of this as log base 5 of 2 times 5 times 5 times 5. And then just do all additions. So it would be log base 5 of 2, log base 5 of 5, log base 5 of 5, log base 5 of 5, which is the 0.4307 plus 1, 2, 3. So, same answer. All right. In the textbook, page 485, number 1, and then turn to page 487 and do number 3. Pause the video and please do them both. Welcome back. So we wanted log base 4 of 32. When you divide 32 by 4, you get an extra 2. So let's divide by 2 instead. And this is 4 and 8, 2 and 2, 2 and 4, 2 and 2, log base 4 of 2 to the 5th. So it's 5 times log base 4 of 2. And I believe the book gave you log base 4 of 2. So this is 5 times 0.5, which is 2.5. If the book hadn't given you log base 4 of 2, you could still find it. Because 4s and 2s, they go together very well. Log base 4 of 2 equals y. 4 to the y equals 2. 4 is 2 squared. Must be a half, because 2y equals 1. All right, number 3. Log base 3 of 49. So 49 is 7 squared. It's again the power property. You use the number given to you in the book. And the answer is 3.5424. You have your homework, so do it. Enjoy your day.